नमः समयसाराय स्वानुभूत्या चकासते चित्स्वभावाय भावाय सर्वभावान्तरच्छिदे। I bow to the purest soul, absolutely free from the karmic matter, whose attribute is consciousness, that can only be known and revealed by the self to the self. That is all-knowing, which means it knows all the living and non-living substances of the universe at once, in their totality. I bow to the Absolute Soul, to the God Soul. Moving towards the higher dimensions of discriminative knowledge, which, as discussed earlier, is the real spiritual knowledge. Our teacher now takes us to peel off the layers of ignorance by saying, neither the psychic states nor the potency of these psychic states is the soul. Neither the manifestation of karma nor what decides the intensity or mildness of karma is the soul. Sounds complicated. However, with patience and wisdom, we can surely decode this teaching. We all know that psychic states are the temporary visits of different emotions to the realm of the soul. Hope you remember the example we took in episode 12 of being the permanent resident of our home and how the guests, be they wanted or unwanted, visit us and sooner or later leave. Hence, we know the difference between our real nature and the fleeting nature of psychic states. Now comes the potency of these psychic states. By potency, we mean the impulse, the dominance of the emotions. Ponder, if the states do not belong to the consciousness, how can their strength belong to it? Let us take the example of guests again. For sure, the guest visiting us has some power of his own. If the guest is good and friendly, his power will affect us in a positive way, and vice versa. But that power is of the guests and not ours. Do you agree? If not, can you prove it wrong logically? Sit back, relax, take a few moments and ponder. Gradually, you will feel that our teacher is conveying something unique. And the moment we understand the essence of his teachings, we feel showered with peace. The kind of peace we have never experienced before. Moving towards how the manifestation of karma is not ours. Let us take another example. A manifestation of karma is when a person develops a stomach infection the very next day after eating at an unhygienic eating joint, even after sensing the repercussions. Now the question arises, who manifested the karma of stomach infection? We will answer the person himself. But this answer is true only in the practical sense. In the absolute sense, this is not the correct answer. We observe that the emotion of greed made that person take that decision. And because the intensity was so high, he couldn't resist. Now we will try to decode who decided the intensity of greed. Again, we will answer the person's mind decided the intensity. However, in the absolute sense, even the mind has some physicality. Even the mind is a manifestation of that person's karma. And we have been studying in this text that the soul is not physical. Hence, we conclude that the kingdom of soul is even beyond the mind. I would like to recite a poetic expression here which I wrote in my understanding of this complex topic related to karma. कर्म कर्म को आता, कर्म कर्म को खाता है, कर्म कर्म में जुड़ता, जो बचता आगे स्थानांतरित हो जाता है, कर्म कर्म से घटता, कर्म कर्म से कटता, कर्म कर्म से विभाजित हो जाता है, अंततः अजीब कर्म ही है जो चक्र से मुक्ति दिला सजीव को सापेक्षता से परम की ओर ले जाता है. that translates into English as karma comes to karma. Karma is eaten by karma. Karma gets added to the karma. Whatever remains gets carried forward by the karma. Karma is subtracted by karma. Karma is divided by karma. Ultimately, it is the non living karma that frees the living being from the cycle and takes the soul from relative to the absolute. Now, here are quick takeaways from today's teachings. 1. Each of us has two separate entities on their parallel journeys. One is our physicality, the body, the senses, and the mind, and our possessions, and the other is our transcendental reality or soul. Do you remember how Eckhart Tolle underwent spiritual transformation? Our teacher is talking about that exactly. 2. Spiritual knowledge is to know the different and opposite natures of those two entities. 3. The pure I does not feel emotions or their intensity, however, it knows about them. 4. By gaining this discriminative knowledge, each of us can attain spiritual heights. 5. Studying this text is very tough, surely, and we can find it challenging, but if it gives us even the subtlest of peace, we must be patient, we are on the right track. And now, friends, let us move to the last segment of our lecture, which is meditation. Loosen your muscles, relax every atom of your body. Take deep breaths, close your eyes, and ponder. I am beyond my emotions and the situations that initiate those emotions. My physicality is the manifestation of karma. My pure self is beyond even a bit of physicality. Whatever adversity occurs in my life, it happens to the physical. Hence, it can never bother me in any way. I am neither the bad in me nor the good in me. I am equanimity. I am the God soul beyond the feelings of despair, desire, and fear. I am the Paramatma. As I pursue the spiritual path by gaining the right knowledge, I choose to deal with my adversities with more wisdom without indulging in them. This will create space which leads to a brighter and better future for myself and for the people around. You may now open your eyes. See you soon, friends. Take care. Goodbye.